Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight our question comes to us from Magic Elise. And Magic Elise asks my opinion of the Response prayer rally in Texas and the DC40 project, which, as you may know, is a spiritual warfare project on the part of certain radical Christian groups. And my answer to this question is that I think they're both extremely dangerous, and I think that we as pagans really need to be watching events like these and the groups that are behind them. And the groups that are behind them, of course, are the Christian Dominionists, the so-called Apostolic Reformationist movement, and other similar radical Christian movements that are very prominent in the world today. And you know, Edward and I have been warning people for something like 20 years that this group, or these related groups, were growing in power and that we really needed to have our eye on them. And for the most part, people have not paid attention. And you know, 20 years ago, something like the DC40 project would have been almost unthinkable. Today, it's not really even raising many eyebrows because there's been such a cultural shift through the various culture wars that it's no longer particularly alarming to a lot of people. And I think that for us as pagans, that should be particularly alarming and should be something that really gets our attention. And I think that the Christian Dominionists and the Apostolic Reformationists really are very much like the Nazi movement of the 1920s and 30s, and I think they pose as much of a danger to the future of the United States as the Nazis posed to Republican Germany. And I think that we really had better have our eyes open. I also believe this is basically the same movement which has caused witch hunts and similar movements to spread throughout Africa. And you know, a lot of people will try to say that the witch hunts in Africa have something to do with traditional African tribal culture, but they truly do not. They're very much part of modern African urban culture and coming largely out of the Pentecostal Christian movement. And I think that we deceive ourselves sometimes into thinking that these movements are far away, or that they're so radical they can never get anywhere, or that they're no real threat to us. And the truth is they are very much a real threat to us. And not only to us, but I think to all minorities. And I think that we really need to be aware of this, and we need to open our eyes. But sadly, I don't know that the pagan community is going to do that, and I'm not really sure that there's a will in the pagan community to resist this sort of movement. So I don't know what the future will hold, but I hope that we will be able to organize ourselves and seriously resist this sort of nonsense that we see in the Response prayer rally or the DC40 spiritual warfare thing. And so those are my opinions on that, and I hope that it gives you something to think about, and until next time, may your blessed be. But wait, don't forget our books, Witch School 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Degree, and also Living the Wiccan Life, and Ritual in Theory and Practice, available at a bookstore near you, or get them direct from us at www.witchschoolstore.com.